Hi, Ed here from keywordspeopleuse.com, and I've got an exclusive time-limited offer for you. If you book a product demo with Keywords People Use, I'll give you a free 7-day trial of our standard plan, which allows you access to our new content optimization tool. This tool hooks into your Google Search Console data so we can find all the keywords you're ranking for and what pages are ranking. We then crawl your site content and use advanced machine learning techniques like embeddings and cosine similarity to find you content optimization opportunities that will quickly boost your impressions and clicks from Google. This new feature in Keywords People Use is already showing results for people using it. Don't miss out on the opportunity of a 7-day free trial. Just go to keywordspeopleuse.com/demo to book your slot. That's keywordspeopleuse.com/demo. You'll find the link in the show notes of this episode. Hello and welcome to SEO is Not That Hard. I'm your host Ed Dawson, the founder of the SEO intelligence platform keywordspeopleuse.com, where we help you discover the questions people ask online and then how to optimize your content to build traffic and authority. I've been in SEO and online marketing for over 20 years, and I'm here to share the wealth of knowledge, hints and tips I've amassed over that time. Hello and welcome back to SEO is Not That Hard. It's me here, Ed Dawson, as always. And today we're going to do something a little different. We're going to go back in time, back to 1940, to a smoke-filled room deep beneath London, where the fate of a nation was being decided not just with courage and spitfires, but with data, charts, and a revolutionary new system. What we're talking about here is the Battle of Britain and the secret weapon that gave the vastly outnumbered Royal Air Force the edge it needed to win, and that is the Dowding System. I promise this has everything to do with your business, marketing, SEO, so stay with me on this one. So, what was the problem back in 1940? It was information chaos. So, picture the scene. It's 1940. The German Luftwaffe are launching wave after wave of bombers and fighters across the English Channel. And the RAF has a limited number of pilots, planes and resources. You scramble your planes too early, it means they waste precious fuel and they've got less time in the air to engage with the enemy. Scrambling them too late means, well, they might get caught on the ground. That's the worst thing that could happen, to have your planes get shot up while on the ground without even getting in the air, and even worse. So the challenge wasn't a lack of information. They had a brand new revolutionary radar technology picking up the planes incoming as they came over from France, and they had thousands of volunteers in the Observer Corps on the ground spotting and identifying enemy aircraft. And they had radio intercepts. The problem was too much information coming from too many places all at once. It was noisy, contradictory, and chaotic. And that sounds familiar as a business owner. Look at all the business data you've got coming in. You've got Google Analytics, you've got Google Search Console, you've got your CRM software, you've got social media stats, sales figures, competitor analysis tools. There's an absolute flood of data out there for any business, and trying to make a clear decision can feel impossible. Can feel like you're fighting in the dark. The solution is a system for clarity. And this is where Air Chief Marshal Hugh Dowding's genius came in. He's the guy that oversaw the creation of a system named after him called the Dowding System, designed to do 3 things, which was collect, collate, and visualize information so that commanders could make fast, effective decisions. So let's look at how this worked and how it works with our businesses. So the first point is your data collection. This is like the radar and the Observer Corps. First, the system would collect data from multiple sources. So you had your radar stations on the coast providing early warnings. They're your big strategic picture. You had the Observer Corps on the ground. These were hundreds, if not thousands, of little observer posts staffed by humans, by real people who were constantly watching the sky. And these are the people that visually confirm the number, type, and altitude of planes, that kind of real granular tactical detail. And then you had your radar intercepts, which provided your intelligence on your enemy intentions. Now, this is really your marketing data stack. So your radars, your high-level analytics, things like Google Analytics showing website traffic, Google Search Console showing your search visibility and click-through rates. Your Observer Corps are your more specific tools, your CRM, which might show customer interactions, your keyword rank tracking, AI tracking tools, showing the position for specific terms, your social media listening tools, brand mentions. Things like heat maps, which show how users behave on a particular page. So this is all the data that you're gathering in. The second part is collating that data. Now, all this raw data was phoned into a central location in the Dowding system, into a room they called a filter room. And here, specialists, they would cross-reference the reports, they'd weed out duplicates or errors, and they'd build a single, reliable picture of what was happening. And what they did is they turned this huge fire-hose torrent of noisy raw data into a single source of truth. And this is the step that most businesses miss. You can't just have 15 different browser tabs open with 15 different reports. What you need to do is bring your key data together. And this can vary. It might be a simple spreadsheet, it could be a regular email, or it could be a more sophisticated process where you feed data from different sources like your analytics, your ad system, your sales CRM, into a big central data warehouse or a tool that can connect them all. And the goal here is to filter out the noise and get one clear, trust picture of reality. And the final part is the data visualization and the action part, the operations room. Now, this is the famous part you've probably seen in films, like from the filter room, the verified information was passed on to the operations room. So in the centre of this room was a huge map, table of Britain and the English coast and the English Channel and northern France. And you'd have women from the Women's Auxiliary Air Force who uses big long magnetic poles and rakes to push coloured blocks representing friendly and enemy squadrons around the map in near real time. And then the commanders who will be standing on a balcony above, they could see the entire air battle unfolding at a glance. So they could see where the enemy was heading, how many of them there were, where their own squadrons were, what airfields were available, which were under attack, the status of every squadron. And this was their dashboard. It was a living, breathing visualization of their entire operational landscape. And based on this unified view from above, they could make real critical decisions in seconds. So they could scramble squadrons from one section to another. They could vector them to intercept enemies who were heading towards certain targets. This essentially overview collated all that noise, all that huge amount of data into something that was visually up to date, visually easy to understand, and visually easy to make decisions upon. And that's the key thing. And in a business, this would be your business dashboard. There's tools out there that can help you do this. Looker Studio from Google, there's Tableau, Power BI, there's a whole load of them. But instead of a map of Britain, it's like a map of your business health. So instead of enemy bombers, you can set up to have things like competitors' new content strategies eating into your keyword rankings. Instead of fighter squadrons, you might see your marketing channels. Your dashboard is something that should give you an at-a-glance understanding where you should be able to see performance. Is our organic traffic up or down? Are our conversion rates improving? Customers, where are our most valuable customers coming from? What pages are they visiting before they buy? The threats, is there a competitor suddenly outranking us for our main commercial keyword? Did a Google algorithm update just tank our visibility? And opportunities, is a new blog post suddenly get a lot of traffic from social media? So let's put some budget behind promoting it maybe. Without the kind of dashboard, you're just guessing. You're scrambling resources blindly, you're wasting time and money. With it, you can act with precision and purpose. And you can see threats coming and you can deploy your resources effectively to meet them. If you want to build your own Dowding system, how do you do it? The first thing is you need to identify what's your real important sort of mission critical data. What are the 5 to 10 numbers that truly mean success for your business? It could be organic sessions, it could be conversion rates, it could be customer acquisition costs, it could be keyword rankings, it could be all sorts of things. Start small, look for the most important ones. Second, you've got to choose your tools. So for a lot of people, it'll be Google Analytics, it'll be Search Console, it could be your CRM, these kind of core data collection points where you've got data coming in about your business. And then build your dashboard. So the easiest place, if you're looking to get started, it will be Looker Studio. If you're looking to do a no-code type version, it's free, which is obviously important, and it connects directly to Google products. So if you're using those kind of Google products, it works well, and you can put in traffic data, search queries, and more all into a single one-page report. And then fourth, you've got to review and act. A dashboard is useless if you don't look at it. Schedule time every day or once a week or whenever is the right time for you to review your ops map. What happened last week? What threats, what opportunities did we see? What is the one thing we can do this week based on that data? And just like the Dowding system, it wasn't about the radar or the map itself or just about the observer core. It was how all these things were used together. So how it's just like your data strategy isn't just about having Google Analytics. It's about systematically collecting, collating, and visualizing all this key information so you can make smarter, faster decisions than your competition. And that's how you'll win your battle. So I hope that's given you something interesting to think about, different analogies than normal. It came to me because I was listening to another podcast called We Have Ways of Making You Talk, which is a history podcast, and they were covering the Battle of Britain this week because it's the 80th anniversary of the Battle of Britain this week. That's quite timely for them to be talking about it. And there was a whole episode about this Dowding System, and as I was listening to it, I was thinking, this is just like with business where you've got all this information coming in, you need to collate it and you need to take it forward. And I do this myself with our businesses, particularly with the affiliate side. Now, my system doesn't use Looker Studio or any of these other systems. It's actually bespoke, and it's one that will email me once an hour, and then a daily report, a weekly report, and a monthly report. So at all these different points in time, I get in my inbox this overview of where we're going. And the key metrics I look at in this email is on an hourly basis, how many transactions we've made, what the commission we've made is on those transactions, and a breakdown of what each of those sales was. So what provider, what website it came from, what commission it gave. And within that, it gives me then a breakdown of where on those sites the pages are coming from. Which pages on those sites the sales were coming from. So we would have a breakdown of each of them, so I can see how each individual site's performing and each individual part of the site's performing. Then I get a full advertiser breakdown, so I can see which advertisers are performing well, what their earnings per click are, what the commissions are, how many sales we've had. And then overall for the day, I'll have a total transactions, number of clicks we're getting to the site from our analytics, the total clicks we're driving to merchants, our total commission, and an overall earnings per click rate, and an overall revenue per visitor rate, and then an overall conversion rate, visitors to sales. And from this, I can monitor and I can see at a glance how we're doing compared to a normal day, whether we're up or down, whether there's any issues. And it can very quickly mean that if, say, we've got a problem, all of a sudden we're driving no clicks, or we're not recording any sales where I think we should be, that's an action point for me to go in there and look at it and say, if we've got an issue, is there an issue with the tracking? Is there an issue with a merchant? And look to fix things if there's any problems. And also just to see the general direction where we're going. So it's really useful. And this is like my own personal Dowding system. And it's one that, as I suggested, it starts small. When I first created this, it had less information in it. I was really interested in visitors and conversion rate. And we've built it out over time to have more and more information in it that's useful. And also to take stuff out that isn't useful, because there's no point having information in there that is just noise. It's good to simplify it down to just the core of what you really need. So it's been really useful. So anyway, I hope you found that an interesting episode. And until next time, keep optimizing, stay curious, and remember, SEO is not that hard when you understand the basics. Thanks for listening. It means a lot to me. This is where I get to remind you where you can connect with me and my SEO tools and services. You can find links to all the links I mentioned here in the show notes. Just remember, with all these places where I use my name, the Ed is spelled with 2 Ds. You can find me on LinkedIn and Blue Sky. Just search for Ed Dawson on both. You can record a voice question to get answered on the podcast. The link is in the show notes. You can try our SEO intelligence platform, Keywords People Use, at keywordspeopleuse.com, where we can help you discover the questions and keywords people are asking online, cluster those questions and keywords into related groups so you know what content you need to build topical authority, and finally, connect your Google Search Console account for your sites so we can crawl and understand your actual content. Find what keywords you rank for and then help you optimize and continually refine your content with targeted, personalized advice to keep your traffic growing. If you're interested in learning more about me personally or looking for dedicated consulting advice, then visit www.eddawson.com. Bye for now, and see you in the next episode of SEO is Not That Hard.